Hello everyone. So in the last lecture, we have already done the setup of all the controllers and the one VH, which we were supposed to create as in one of the sites that we created in the last lecture. Now, moving forward, we're going to do the configuration based on templates. I will be telling in this lecture how do we create the template and what are the basic feature that we need to initially create and under what then we can basically call those features in the VH and push it. Like this is the way through which what we can do is like initially if you're having one, two, three, four VHs, if you're onboarding one based on the script, you can use it like call the scripts, just edit the IPs under the feature and push it. That in through that you don't need to go to the VHs one by one and implement it. If the VH is reachable via your transport layer, you can reach to that VH and push the policy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a basic features of VHs. Suppose in this one, like whenever we create the VPNs, as you guys know, like we have VPN 0, we have VPN 512, we have VPN 1. So what I'm going to initially do is like for the VPN 0, I'm going to create VH. Like you can keep any name that you want. And for this, I'm going to create VPN 0. This template will be basically used for VPN. So VPN 0 is a global one. So we have extra features like global, and we can define it based on other features so that you can change it. But this is a specific for VPN 0. So this template will be used for VPN 0, right? And if you want to create a static route, so in this one, we want to push the static route like towards the traffic should like for the transport one, VPN 0 should go to 10.1.1, right? So in that case, we can add a static route, right? Should be 0.0.0.0/0, and the next hop. We can enter the next hop, right? And the next hop would be 10.1.1.1, right? You can write your next hop in this one. Okay. Now this basic template has been created. Okay. And then another template that we can create under the VH is same like VH Cloud. Now we can go and create VPN 1, right? So we can create VH underscore VPN 01, right? So VPN 01 should be global, should be fixed, right? And under the VPN 01, we don't need to add any static route for now. If you have any static route, you can add those static route. Now, if we go again, we will be adding all the templates that are required, right? Now, VPN interface as well. So under the VPN 0, we have interface gig 0/0, right? For that, we need to go to the interface, right? Interface, we can mention like G 0/0 will be in interface 0, right? You can write interface 0/0, not slash this, so it will be saving it like this. Okay, now should not be shut down, should be up. Okay, now under this we need to define the once we have configured, like we need to write the name as well. So this is the interface address, like G 0/0 VH, and this VH is part of what? VPN 0, right? So when we will call this, we need to define it like this. Okay. and interface will be 0/0. Now we need to define the IP addresses. So what IP addresses it will be? It should ask us, right? VPN for IP address. So we can write it, right? Just ask the IP address when it's creating uh, the VPN 0, right? All other things are going to be same. So we have created VPN 0, right? Under that VPN 0, we have created interface. Now we need to define the interface for our VPN 1 as well. So right now we don't have anything configured for VPN 1, so we're not going to look into that. Only thing we are going to do it for is VPN 0, the transport layer that I was talking about, VPN 0, and VPN 512 as well, because that is providing you the management connectivity. So what we can do is vh vpn underscore 512. Same, we need to copy, and it's a global one, so it will be 512, right? Static route, we don't need to define any sort of static route. Same template we can do. We can go to vh cloud. What we can do is interface. So what interface do we have for this one is 0/0, right? So interface VPN 512 interface would be ETH0, right? Should be defined like this. We can go here. What we can do is VPN 512 ETH0. Okay, so this is what the name should be. Now, do we have anything else that we need to define? This is for the interface. So what we will do is we'll type like this. Okay, the name, because we are going to call this name in the template when we are going to push it. Okay, now we have defined it. Should be global notion. Okay, now should be ready. What do we need? Like initial configuration, VPN 0, transport layer, this one, VPN 0, already defined. Interface that is going to be the part of VPN 0 is 0/0. And we have VPN 512 that is going to be part of ETH 0. VPN 1, we have not yet created anything, so we will be discussing that later on. Now we can go into the device, select the VH device, right? Now we can write like basic config. Okay, this is our basic config. Should be our basic config, right? Now under the basic config, we don't need to touch the system part, right? Now we can go VH0, VPN 0, the template that I created, right? Interface would be, what interface is going to be in VPN 0 is gig 0/0, right? VPN 0 interface, we can add it ETH 0. Okay, now what we can do is create. Now we have created it. Now what we need to do is attach device. What devices do we have? Like 1/1/0. Now it will ask you to edit the details as per your requirement. So ETS0 is having IP address 29103. So what I will do is, like, let's change the IP 29104. Okay, this IP there is no need to change. 1.1.40 itself, it should be like this is how it is getting connected, right? Now this IP address has been created, and this is interface name. This is interface name. So IP addresses should be IPv4 address should be here. Host name VH, system IP 1.1. Side ID should be 1. Okay. Interface name, so it should be VPN 512, and should be VPN 0. Okay, because we are configuring this IP inside VPN 0. Update, next. We'll show you the differences that we are going to make. Right, this is the current config. As per the current config, what IP address do we have? 1.40 interface, this, and this is interface VPN. Config preview should be interface VPN 0 under gig 0/0, and this is the name that it has, right? You can configure this device. It's got failed. So what we can see here is that these is still getting pushed, but in generally when we draw this diagram, the management IP for this VH was 103, and what we decided is just to push and see that if we can change the IP and try to change it to 104, and this we can say is getting changed. Name, what we kept, and the interfaces under that this IP has been configured, and the static route that we configured in VPN 0, right? So just waiting for the result, still in progress, and sometime it does take some time to reflect, right? But what I can say is in the device it's already got push. And one more feature of it, like if I will try to do any changes from CLI, so it will not allow us to do it. See, if I try go back to 103, it will not allow me. See, commit from the vManage in progress. So hence, that means if we create the template, it's success, as we can see. So that means if we create the template, and then after that, we cannot work from the CLI. But it's very simple that like the basic feature is very simple. We just need to define the template. We can come here, call the basic config, call these basic templates. Under that, we can assign the IP push, and the configuration is done. So it's pretty simple to do the things from the template as well. So that is why SD-WAN is basically called as software defined, because we can manage this via template, and we can push whatever the configuration that we wanted to push in this devices. In the next lecture, what we will do is we will add one more VS devices. We'll try to create a tunnel in between them, and the same template I will be using to push the configuration onto that VH device as well, and I will show you that how this is basically done. Thank you.